People get very emotional talking about this building, and it really was striking when I started having conversations with different members of the community. It was consistently described to me as the beating heart of the Black community in Stillwater, and it held that role for such a long time. That was the place not only where you went to school, but the place where you went after school, and the place where community meetings happened, and the place where sort of all these hopes and dreams and optimism for what could be came together.
It's the center of the community, center of the village. You know, they used to call it the Ville, and then I learned it's the village. You know, so but it's the center of everything.
It serves us to be strong, to be dependent on ourselves, to learn that we can be taught. It's always been instilled into us that, you know, people of color were unable to be taught. We were able to be taught. We were able to succeed where we wanted to be or where we wanted to go. It wasn't about separation, it was about learning from our peers. So Ms. Johnson was, you know, my favorite teacher. She's an OG. She taught my mother. She taught maybe 4 or 5 generations. She was a sweet, loving, down to earth, really. You couldn't cheat on the test. They had the best. I mean, their band was good. Their football team was good. They even had clubs I didn't even know anything about. They had Boy Scouts. They had Girl Scouts. But they had a lot of organizations within the school system.
Occasionally, people would tell me that it had been the Black school at one point in time. Of course, it also had other histories, right? It was a shelter. It functioned as some different things. And a lot of people just didn't know or knew parts of the story, and that's really normal. History changes over time in the ways that we remember it. It's just not possible to honor a history we're not aware of.
There's some unique characteristics of the building. Unfortunately, it was built in a floodplain, and the building has routinely flooded throughout its history. There were developers that looked at it at one point and thought about tearing it down. That brought forth quite a bit of contention from the community because it is a part of our history. Based on the fact that it has been unoccupied for a whole lot of years, based on the fact that it's flooded repeatedly, it is in remarkable shape from a structural standpoint. And the original part of the building will be beautiful when we get it restored.
Well, I think Washington School is part of this community's history. It's part of the city's sort of legacy and part of our responsibility in terms of maintaining community places.
Plans, structure, a dream team, or either a special committee that needs to be put in place in order to say where we go from here. We got a platform. We need the wheels on it. We need an engine on it, and we need to get the ball rolling. And we find the resources, find the people that have an interest in it, and we put it together. And we try to strive, to engineer what can be done, to really save it or to make it become a reality.